Hi, it's Dr. Naveed Iqbal. I am PhD in Organic Chemistry. I welcome all of you to my channel Organic Chemistry with Dr. Naveed Iqbal. Here I have designed a course which will comprise of 3 video lecture series. The first lecture series will be on basic concept of chemistry. The second one will be on organic chemistry, and the third one will be on spectroscopy and chromatography. Now let's move to the first one. Here in the first, as from its name, the basic concept, this video lecture series is designed for the beginners of chemistry. So here we would be discussing those things like atom, chemical bond, and all those which I have written on red marker. Here we will not be going into the details of those. The aim here is just to introduce those concepts to the students or the beginners so that they understand or they may be benefited. So it's designed basically for all disciplines of chemistry, like organic, inorganic, physical, because it's a sort of a general course. Now coming to the second one, the second one is very much important because it is especially designed for those students who are doing specialization in organic chemistry. Again, it is composed of the following titles: A, B, C, D, and E. In the title A, when you see that details and application of the tools, what it means here, we would be discussing all those concepts in great detail and in an advanced way. And the new research, we would be discussing that what is the outcome of the new research about those things, just like what an atom is. Say some atoms are very much reactive, some atoms are very less reactive, some are non-reactive, why a chemical bond is formed, and sometimes why don't the atoms want to stay isolated, and why they form a bond, why an energy decrease when a bond is formed. All those things we would be discussing. Our focus will be mainly on the term why, that why things occur. So I would try to address those whys. The second thing is functional group transformation. As from its name, it's the backbone of organic chemistry, that how and why one functional group transforms to the other functional group. Just like alkane to alkyne, alkene to alkane, carbonyl compounds to some other compounds, etc., etc. So here we will be discussing all the transformation, because on paper all the transformation seems very easy or very doable, but sometimes some of the transformations in lab are very much difficult, so we'll be also giving it a touch of the laboratory. And the third thing will be reaction. We will be studying the reaction mechanism. Actually, in my freshman courses, when I saw that what reaction mechanism, I thought that the reaction mechanism is just like a nucleophile or taking an electrophile and forming a bond, or just a base abstracting a proton from an acid. I thought that this is the mechanism. Yes, it might be a part of a mechanism, but what actually a reaction mechanism means is chemical kinetics and thermodynamics, because because those things are just arrow pushings, and the chemical kinetics and thermodynamics is the backbone of a reaction mechanism. So we would be discussing those two, that how fast a reaction is occur and what happens to the energies of the reactant and the product. And don't worry, we would not go into the big mathematical derivations. We would just go and exploit the solutions of those derivations and to make us understand that what is happening. The fourth thing we would be discussing is oxidation and reduction. That, as I have given it a separate title, because oxidation itself is a vast world. There is a large number of oxidizing reagent. Some are mild, some are very strong, some are weak, some are very weak, and some are mild in one condition and very strong in another condition. We would be addressing those, and the same things occur for the reducing agents. The fourth thing we would be discussing is the reactive intermediate. What actually reactive and intermediate is, what are their structures and how they behave in different environments, and what are the benefits of those reactive intermediate in organic synthesis especially. The third series video lecture is the most important for my money. I think we would be discussing spectroscopy, and in spectroscopy we will start from ultraviolet and infrared, the UV and the IR. But our main focus will be on mass spectrometry and nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy. What we would be doing, we will first be discussing their instrumentation, and after understanding the instrumentation we would go to different techniques in NMR, just like C13, proton NMR, 2D NMR, even the inverse NMR. And in mass spectroscopy we would be discussing the most important of them, because there are a large number of mass spectrometric techniques. The most important of them we would be discussing, and at the end our main purpose of the studying spectroscopy is to solve or interpret problems via combined spectroscopic techniques. We would first solve some very simple molecules, and then we would go ahead step by step in solving very complicated molecules by employing the 2D NMR and ESI or other thing, isotopic labeling, isotopes or isotopic abundance, etc., etc. The second thing will be we would be studying is the chromatography. Here we would also study the column chromatography and paper chromatography, but our main focus will be on the very recent technique, just like HPLC, the various variant of HPLC like analytical preparative HPLCs, reverse phase columns, etc., all the parts of the HPLCs. And we would also be discussing the GC, and at the end we will be studying in this course, we will extrapolate this concept to LCMS and GCMS. And thank you very much for just watching my video, and please subscribe it.